broaden out the conversation and welcome in my good friend Bill Lee, Chief Economist over at the Milken Institute. Nice to speak to you again, Bill. It's been a while. You mentioned, obviously, some of the incentives as far as, cutting the deals with various trading partners, or what Trump's been able to walk away with. I mean, most notably with regards to a huge amount of commitment from Japan in hundreds of billions of dollars, the EU as well. I'm just wondering, how much you see the FDI deals offsetting some of the impact from those tariffs. Because, Bill, these things take a long time and there's still a lot of uncertainties as to, whether these countries are actually going to follow through with some of these commitments as well, and particularly, what they're actually going to look like.
And that's a very good point. In fact, that's the key point. If President Trump and his administration doesn't start to see dollars start to roll in, I'll bet a nickel to a dollar that he'll start raising tariffs again. He's going to want to see the jobs come in, or at least the money come in to create these jobs before the midterm elections, because for him, it's going to be very important that he doesn't become lame duck. And once the midterm elections start to take place, he is going to be lame duck. So the power that he has is going to be administering the tariffs in a way that actually gets the dollars flowing as soon as possible. And I think we're going to see a lot of activity on that front going forward over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Bill, you and I have spoken about China for many years, and I'm just wondering, this sort of seems to be also the elephant in the room as far as no deal done yet. I know they're trying to iron out some of the details. It's a much more sort of nuanced trading relationship. I'm just wondering what, economists expect or anticipate or would like to see coming from that trade relationship.
That's the hardest part of the tariff bargain. As you know, Sam, the Chinese will never give you a straight answer very quickly, right? You want a quick answer, it won't be straight. If you want a straight answer, it's going to take a long time coming. And the Chinese have always reversed their positions. So that's why negotiations with China has been excruciating. And even President Trump has experienced that during the first administration with the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 plan of getting these deals. We barely got past phase 0. And so I think the Chinese are very, very good at stalling. And right now it's going to be up to President Trump to put the screws on and say, look, I want to see the rare earth metals come in. I want you to start buying more American products. I want you to open up the markets to financial services. And I want to stop this transshipment of your exports going into Vietnam and Cambodia, especially, to try to get around the tariffs. These are the things that he's going to be very forceful about. But again, he's got to do it with kid gloves. So that's a hard line, I think, to toe. And we can expect a lot of reversals going forward over the next several months.
Reversals. My last question to you is NVDA seemingly being caught in the middle of all of this. I mean, just when we thought the H20 chips were going to go back to China, Trump said, hold on a second, I want 15% of what you're making over there. Then you had on top of that the Chinese saying, hold on a second, we don't actually think we want your chips because we think that there's some security concerns, but also we want our domestic firms to buy Huawei and SMIC. So what do you make of the economics of what Jensen Huang is dealing with right now?
Well, I hate to be in Jensen's shoes right now because he really has a tough job. He has to make sure that even though chips that are desired by the AI researchers in China are mainly for processing current transactions, right, for inferencing, and that they can use Huawei chips for. But he's got to make sure that they stay within the software environment that he's providing in CUDA, and that really is his key to success. And so he's going to try to entice the Chinese developers with more and more advanced chips. And it sounds like President Trump is going to be willing to go along with them as long as he gets a cut of it. So I think we can expect to see Jensen starting to offer more and more advanced chips within the limits of national security, of course. And I think that's the enticement that'll keep the Chinese researchers on American software. They can use Huawei chips if it is able to talk to the CUDA software. And Jensen Huang's been very smart in saying, oh, by the way, you can use whatever chips you want, but you can also use CUDA to coordinate the NVIDIA, Huawei, and AMD chips all in one package. That's his calling card, and I think that's his key to success going forward.
Yeah, and the other big question is obviously what sort of role Intel is also going to be playing in all of this too. Bill, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. We'll do it again soon. Bill Lee from the Milken Institute joining us there. Appreciate your time.